Let us take a look at what are static nested classes in Java. We all know what is a nested class, right? You have class A, and within this you have a class B. So this class B, we call that to be a nested class. And you also call class B to be an inner class. You also say this is an inner class. When you say that, when this class is not declared as static, say this is the modifier, say we have some access modifier, public, private, protected class B, and when this class is not a static class, when this is non-static, we say that is an inner class. On the other way around, if you declare this class to be a static class, then you call that to be a static nested class. So what is a static nested class? It's very simple. Let me erase this. So you're going to have another class B. The only thing is this class is declared as static. So this is static class B and it is also nested in class A. So you call this to be a nested static class. So that is the example given here. You have an outer class, you have a fully nested class, whereas you look at the type, it's public static class nested. So how it is different from inner class? This is the only difference. So you're going to make it static data member. So what is the important difference between an inner class and a static nested class? The static nested class is declared as static. So once when an variable or a method or a class is declared as static, you see all these things fall under the outer class. When something is declared as static, you don't need an object of the outer class to access the static data members. So you really don't need an object of the outer class to access the nested class. So that's what we are going to see in the demonstration. So right now you have understood this basic concept, right? What is a static nested class? It is a class nested within another class and the modifier can be either public, private or protected and the type is a static. If it is not declared as static, you call that to be an inner class. So creating an object for static nested class, say whenever something is static, you don't need an object of the outer class. Say we just create outer dot inner. This is the nested class. D is equal to new outer dot inner. You are seeing here we are not creating an object of the outer class. Directly we are able to create an object of the inner class. So there is no need to create object of the outer class. So we have a lot of properties for static nested classes. Before going into these properties, we'll just take a simple demonstration of a static nested class. We'll take a look at a simple exercise on static nested classes. This exercise may not be the best example for a nested class, but this will really help you understand all the properties surrounding a static nested class. So this exercise, what it says is we have a faculty class and faculty class in turn, faculty class as another nested class called eligible leave. So this eligible leave class has got three static variables, that is encash leave, medical leave and casual leave. And for all the faculty members, encash leave will be 12 days, medical leave will be say 20 days per year and CL will be 10 days per year. So this eligible leave will be declared as a static class because this class and the data within this class will be the same for all the faculty objects, and this class also has a method that will display all this information on the eligible EL, ML and CL for every faculty. So you create many objects for the faculty and all these objects can really access the static class and the static method, and they are going to get the same information for all the faculty members. That is, the number of EL is 12, ML is 20, and CL is 10. And that's what I've given here. Eligible leave that is declared as static is common for all the faculty objects. Let's go and code this now. Let's try this. Okay, now let us take a look at an example for static nested classes in Java. Let me create this simple class called faculty, and we'll have two variables here, that is a string name. We'll make everything private. The access specifier is private. Likewise, a private string, we'll have employee ID, and we'll have a constructor here. That's a parameterized constructor. So let's generate that. So we have created this parameterized constructor. Whenever you create this faculty object, you have to initialize it by passing the parameters. Now we'll talk about another attribute, that is eligible. I'll say this is eligible leave. A faculty can take three categories of leaves. That is, he can apply for medical leave, he can apply for EL, that is encash leave, or he can apply for casual leave. And for all the faculty members, the number of leaves applicable per year is the same. For instance, all the faculty members can avail 12 days of encash leave, all the faculty members can avail 20 days of medical leave, and 10 days of casual leave, like that. So this information is common for all the faculty objects, and I would like to say this information on leave itself is static, and I will say that is a class because it has got some methods defining what are the types of leaves. So I will say it's a class, and we'll have this modified to be public here. So eligible leave itself becomes static, a class. You all understood why I made it static, because this information is common for all the faculty objects. And we'll have three static variables here, that is public static int. We'll say encash leave as EL. We'll say we are giving 12 days of EL to all faculty members. Likewise, we'll have another static data, static int ML, medical leave to be 20 days, and we'll have public static int casual leave to be 10 days. So why I'm making everything static here is this is common for all the faculty members. No matter in which grade is, you can take only 12 days, ML 20 days, and CL 10 days. And this information is static for all the faculty objects. That's why we made this static. And we'll also have a method here, that is we'll have a public method. So this method is going to display the leave data. Say display leave details. And one thing we have to keep in mind is we are going to display static data here. So obviously you have to have the method definition to be static. So we have looked at this, why we should have method definition to be static, and what is the use of static methods in our previous lectures on static. So please refer to that if you are still confused about what static keyword is all about. For now, to display static members, we need a static method. So what we'll do here is we'll go and give sys out. We'll print the number of EL is, and say EL. Like that, we can just go and copy this and paste it thrice. For ML, ML is, we can type ML here, and CL for casual leave. So this method prints the static data here. So we call this class to be a static nested class. So I'll just give a comment here. This class is called a static nested class. Why so? Because this class eligible leave, that is a class, right? It is nested within faculty, and this is also static. Why we say static? Because this information, this class as such, will be common to all the faculty objects. So there is no need to create an instance of faculty to access this class. Okay, so our static nested class is ready. Now let us see how to access this method display leave details within our static nested class. The only thing you have to keep in mind is, say if I have a variable like this, private static int count is equal to 1. Since this is a static variable, you don't need an object of type faculty to access this static variable. We are very clear about this keyword static here. Likewise, this is also static and this is a member inside our class faculty. So we don't need an object of type faculty to access the method here. So how we can access this? We can directly use the class name dot the member name, that is eligible leave, that is the nested class, dot display details. Since eligible leave is a static member of faculty, we are not creating an object of type faculty to access this, and this should very well work and it should be able to display all the details. So you see here the details are being displayed. I hope you are now clear with what is a static nested class. We look at some of the properties of a static nested class. A static nested class cannot access any of the non-static variables of your outer class. So all these things are non-static variables. To access name, we need to create an object of type faculty, and this is non-static, right? You cannot access non-static variables inside your static class. For instance, if I try to print this out, name, so name is a non-static variable here, so it will throw me an error. Cannot access non-static members, whereas you can very well access this sysout and count. You can very well perform this. So what is count? Count is a static data member in your faculty class. So your nested class can access static data members. You cannot access non-static data members in any of the methods in your nested class. For instance, if I have a method like this method is just say test method, and you see this is not a static method, but even then you cannot access a non-static data here. So name is again non-static data from the faculty class. You cannot access a non-static data inside a non-static method in your nested class. I know the use of terminologies is more in this statement, but it's very simple. You cannot access non-static data in your static nested class. That's it. Whether you're trying to access the data in a static method or a non-static method, you can never access non-static data inside your static nested class. Let me comment this. Okay. So these are some of the properties of static nested classes. There is one more important property that we are going to take a look at. So we have looked at all these things just now through a demonstration. A static nested class cannot access the outer class non-static members. A static nested class can access static members of the outer class. This is another thing. A static nested class is nothing but a class, so it can have non-static members and methods. So we'll see how we can have a non-static member and method. So I'll create a non-static member inside my nested class. It's public int variable 1, and I'll have a constructor here, and I'll have a constructor here. So this constructor, what we are going to do is just initialize this variable 1 to some value, some test value like 1. So this is a non-static variable. So to access this, we need an object of type eligible leave. We can also have a non-static method here, public void display variable, and what we'll do is we'll display that non-static method variable 1. So this demonstration says that inside the static nested class, we can have a non-static variable and we can also have a non-static method. But to invoke this non-static method, we need an object of type eligible leave. So I'll tell you how to create that. We'll come out of this eligible leave class. We'll create an object of type eligible leave. Eligible leave, say L1 is equal to new eligible leave. Okay. So we have created an object of this static nested class here, and how to access this object is whenever you have an object of the nested class, you need an object of the faculty class. So we'll go and create an object of the faculty class here, that is faculty f1 is equal to new faculty, and then what we'll do here is we'll pass the data, that is Satish and 222. Now how we can access this non-static method display variable is we'll use this object L1. So it is nothing but f1 dot L1 dot display variables. So you have to keep in mind whenever you're going to work with non-static methods in your static nested class and you want to access that non-static method, you need an object of the static nested class, and that object can be invoked only using an object of the faculty class. When you're going to just work with static methods inside your static nested classes, no need an object for the faculty class. We can just go and directly call this like this. So let's go and execute this and check. Yeah, you see. So this is this static method that is getting called without creating an object for faculty. We were able to invoke that. Whereas when you talk about this display variable function, this display variable function is a non-static method. So we need an object of the eligible leave class, and to access the object of the eligible leave class, we need an object of the faculty class, which we have created here, and we are accessing it and printing the data here. So you should understand that a static nested class can have both static methods and non-static methods. A static nested class can never access non-static data members of the outer class. A static nested class can access the static members of the outer class. A static nested class can have non-static methods, and using these non-static methods we can access the non-static variables of our static nested class. And finally, to work with non-static methods, we need to create an object of the static nested class, and to create an object of the static nested class, we need an object of the outer class. I know I might have confused you, but take some time and look at it again. You'll definitely understand this.